Indonesia is interestingly a very digitally in tune, I guess, country. It's one of the biggest tech and upcoming emerging digital markets. So there's Grab, of course, which is a South Asian sort of giant started in Singapore, and Malaysian company. And then there is Go Jek, which is a used to be a homegrown startup, now a sort of a decacorn worth, over $10 billion, has launched in multiple cities of Southeast Asia. And I think the interesting thing about Grab and Gojek is it kind of really like parallels that kind of Uber Lyft competition that people talk about in the US. But they're also like competing for a lot more markets and a lot more users. And they're basically multi-service platforms in a way that I think Uber is now trying to move towards. So on Gojek, for example, you can have anything from your usual mobility like ride hailing, food, but you can also have like cleaning services, or someone run errands for you, or not just do grocery for you, but you can put in the name of any shop in the city and someone can go and pick up even if it's just one item for you. And all of this is they're also multi-vehicle. So there is bikes, which are their biggest, at least in Indonesia, their biggest market, because in Jakarta and these cities are so gridlocked, and there was already an existing motorbike taxi market that they were able to digitize. And then they also have cars, but I specifically focus on motorbike taxi drivers because, as I said, that's not just one of the most popular services and popular modes of transportation in Jakarta, but also it's there was a lot of pre-existing forms of work around the motorbike taxi delivering that service that were intervened in when the platform entered. They also have some new entrants that have just come in. So there's something called Shopee Food, Shopee with like food delivery that's come in. And then they have like e-commerce platforms like Tokopedia, which is also like a unicorn startup that emerged out of Indonesia. And they kind of like, I guess, talk to each other because the e-commerce platforms are dependent on delivery services by Gojek. And also, they're also dependent on payment systems through Gojek and OFO, which is Grab's payment system. So both platforms are very well integrated into the urban life of Jakarta, not just for mobility, but for a lot of other forms of consumption as well.